Welcome everybody. This is going to be a lore-heavy reading of the Codex. We're going to do Database and UAC Personnel in this one. There should already be one up for monsters and weapons, or not weapons, environments at this point. So we're going to start with the Health Station. Super exciting, I know. The UAC Health Station follows the same standard design specifications as its predecessor, the Health Pack, but with improved nanobot dispersal and faster cellular analysis. When the patient's arm is inserted into the administration sleeve, the health station initiates a microscopic atom force scan on the subject and administers a nanobot package that targets cellular deficiencies. Chem clusters are then dosed to the patient, which stimulate rapid recovery. Some users experience lightheadedness when using the health station. This can be cured by reinserting the patient's arm into the machine and running it a second time. This step can be repeated as often as necessary. Delta V jump boots. First developed on the Phobos outpost to facilitate extremely fast navigation, EFN, through microgravity, Delta V jump boots are now used at all cargo stations, transport hubs, and maintenance depots to facilitate agile traversal with speed and ease. With exponential growth of UAC production at the Argent facility, it became necessary to find an alternative to the overworked and overloaded ferry drones. When worn, Delta V jump boots detect myoelectric signals in the legs, so that when the user begins to jump, a short burst of Argent energy is forced through a booster nozzle on the soles of the boots, and a fully assisted jump is performed. With enough angular momentum, a second jump can sometimes be performed. Vast distances can be quickly covered when used correctly, and caution should be exercised when... When what? It doesn't go down. When jumping, I guess, probably is what it says. Field drone. Often referred to as droppers, these drones were developed by the UAC to autonomously receive and deliver order parts to engineers, off-duty employees, and soldiers. Early in the development of the Argent accumulator, it was discovered that Argent plasma compressed into Hayden radius spheres, named after Samuel Hayden, would retain its structure when charged with enough radioactive isotopes. Once formed, if the surface tension of the plasma sphere is broken, the energy cache contained within will quickly discharge, energizing anything that comes into contact with. Argent caches were the forerunner of the Argent accumulator, but their vulnerability to blunt force makes their use too unpredictable. There are still hundreds of these prototype Argent caches to be found around the Argent facility, and have become somewhat of a collector's item among UAC employees. Should you find an Argent cache, please report your finding to your departmental enforcer. This is Argent Energy Part 2. Argent energy is produced by neutron activation of Argent plasma, a new and powerful substance that was discovered on Mars. This produces an exothermic reaction, where recorded temperatures within the plasma have exceeded previously accepted theoretical limits. Through a process not yet fully understood, Argent plasma remains stable and self-contained throughout. Conventional nuclear power is obsolete. What used to take a nuclear reactor 12 months to produce can be generated in a few seconds by the Argent tower, and packaged into an Argent accumulator no larger than Samuel Hayden's hand. Argent plasma was originally discovered by the SS Amundsen when it landed in the Prometheid Terra region of Mars in 2095 as part of the UAC Geological Survey mission Frontier. While searching for liquid water springs, the survey bot discovered a narrow trench which has now become known as the Argent fracture. The fracture emitted a substance that at first appeared to be an electrical gas cloud. However, deeper analysis of the substance showed it to be an entirely new form of matter, with a quantum signature never before recorded. Initial tests on this new matter immediately showed its potential. When a 2 megakelvin cutting laser was fired at the substance, it absorbed the heat with ease and remained self-contained. A second expedition was planned to further analyze this remarkable new Argent plasma. There has been speculation that the development of Argent energy goes beyond traditional science and bleeds into the realm of SEFT, spiritual energy field theory. Experiments in this fringe science have been heavily criticized in the past, as their development often involves occult-like practices and the channeling of resources from poorly understood extra-dimensional resources. Coupled with the reports of cultish practices within the UAC, there are deep concerns over how Argent energy is being produced and if it is indeed safe. The UAC has refused to reveal the details despite repeated requests by Global Science Council. Despite concern over the safety of producing energy with a process that is not yet fully understood, the need for a reliable energy source, since the depletion of plutonium and uranium reserves, is a powerful argument. When the UAC unveiled an Argent energy-powered hand-sized 24-volt battery with over 12,000 megawatt hours, the future of energy supply within the solar system was set. One battery array could power an entire city block for several months. Researchers at the Global Science Council have speculated that the UAC's most advanced battery technology, the Argent accumulator, can hold over 30,000 megawatt-hours, but that the UAC is deliberately bottlenecking the production to maintain control over market value. The UAC has no comment on the matter. Mega Health. This stimulant is the first and only so far successful fusion of UAC technology and the arcane science behind Argent stimulants. When consumed, it bestows additional stamina and endurance on the user, effectively giving them more life. This effect is achieved by first vaporizing, then ionizing an adrenaline solution, which is then injected into a demagnetized Argent stimulant. As the resulting concoction is extremely volatile, the product must be absorbed immediately to avoid combustion. It's notable that this stimulant can be administered to humans successfully, although it does shorten overall lifespan significantly. Attempts to administer the solution to demons have proved unsuccessful. The demon suffers agonizing death moments after ingestion. Which is a yes. We already did that one. Elite Guard. The Elite Guard is a company of security personnel charged with protecting the Lazarus Project research and maintaining order throughout the Argent facility. Their distinct red uniforms help distill a calming influence among the UAC employees, and they are known to be level-headed, disciplined, and fair but firm. Their suits contain cybernetic augments which give the Elite Guards an advantage should they need to quell any disturbances. These augmentations allow them to be faster, stronger, or more resilient to injury. Elite Guard Level 2. I'll just edit this right in. UAC employees are advised to comply with any orders received from an Elite Guard. Their jurisdiction is absolute, answering only to the highest level executives of the UAC. If an Elite Guard kindly requests that you accompany them to the Lazarus Labs, you will be going to the Lazarus Labs. With such powerful capabilities in each Elite Guard, it was deemed necessary to implant a kill chip in each uniform, so they might also be controlled should an uprising occur within their ranks. The kill chip responds to a Lazarus wave signature that can only be broadcast by Samuel Hayden or Olivia Pierce. Studies of demons upon entering this dimension, this is the gore nests, have shown that their conduct is not purely vindictive. There is a method behind their actions. When a demon captures their prey, the fresh kill is taken to a temporary ceremonial site, where arcane rituals are performed on the pile of blood and gore. When enough corpses have been gathered, the ceremonial site becomes a gore nest. These sites, imbued with hell energy from the rituals, act as umbilical cords to hell. Extreme caution must be taken when approaching a gore nest. Attacking the nest, or indeed any of the demons within close proximity, will act as an alarm and siphon more demons from hell. UAC Personnel. Olivia Pierce. Olivia Pierce is the head of biochemical research at the Argent facility, and a nutbag. Doesn't say that. Educated at Strasbourg with a first-class honors degree in biomechanics and genetics, she joined her former mentor, Samuel Hayden, on Mars to head up the Lazarus Project. A few months after arriving at the Argent facility, Olivia was diagnosed with acute idiopathic scoliosis. The cause of this deformation was unknown. Given the option of being permanently wheelchair-bound or undergoing an experimental augmentation procedure, Olivia chose the surgery. After several months in seclusion, Olivia reappeared on her feet with a new titanium exoskeleton grafted onto her spinal column. Although the exoskeleton allows Olivia to stand and move on her own, it causes her excruciating pain. Olivia refuses any pain management medication for fear it will cloud her mind. Samuel saw Olivia as a protege. He sponsored her during her formal education and was the driving force behind her promotion to the Global Science Council. Olivia made her fortune as one of the founders of Nanostruct Aerospace and Defense Systems, in part thanks to a sizable donation from Samuel. Olivia's career blossomed, and Samuel eventually offered her the freedom to design and run her own cutting-edge laboratory by joining the UAC. Olivia refused, citing that she had no interest in the energy business. When Olivia did finally leave Nanostruct, it came as a shock to the scientific community. She relinquished a position of sizable power and control to work at an isolated outpost, 140 million miles from Earth. A former colleague of Olivia's at Nanostruct stated that Samuel sent her an artifact recovered near the Argent fracture, after which she became obsessed with joining the UAC. A few weeks later, she accepted the offer and became the leader of the Lazarus Project, working directly under Samuel Hayden. Before joining the UAC, Olivia was open to discussion about her endeavors and beliefs. She was known to have been an avid world traveler, served a 2-year duty with the Global Science Council, and even spent time serving as a missionary in South America, which she noted was a spiritual but frivolous pilgrimage. Since moving to Mars, she has become a recluse, cutting off friends and family to focus on her secretive work on the Lazarus Project. She is rarely seen outside of the lab and no longer attends board meetings or any UAC press events. Past colleagues of Olivia's have noted that this behavior may just mean that she has something spectacular to reveal in the near future. Samuel Hayden. Samuel Hayden is the chairman of the UAC. Born into the wealthy and powerful Hayden family, he completed his master's in theoretical physics at Oxford University. He showed a prodigious talent in several fields, including thermodynamics, electromagnetic theory, and nuclear sciences. At a young age, he established the Samuel Hayden Foundation, a philanthropic organization dedicated to sponsoring young scientific talent and funding scientific programs in schools and colleges. His daunting intellect made him a prime target for the UAC, and they recruited him soon after he was appointed General Director of the Global Science Council. Samuel took over leadership of the UAC a few months after the discovery of the Argent fracture, and immediately put the Argent Tower into production. During the construction of the Argent Tower, Samuel was diagnosed with stage 4 inoperable brain cancer. He was given 6 months to live. He dedicated those last few months to finding a radical solution to his mortality: cybernetic transference. Before Samuel Hayden died, he completed detailed instructions and designs for a new body, a bionic automaton with a plasmatronic processing core, a biomechanical brain. Samuel instructed that his frontal and temporal lobes were to remain intact, but the functions of his parietal and occipital lobes were to be bypassed and networked to the plasmatronic core. Samuel's personality, memories, reasoning, and comprehension would be carried over to his new framework, but his perception and calculation would become supercharged. Powered by Argent caches, and later by an Argent accumulator, the cybernetic transference was a success. Samuel returned bigger, stronger, and more formidable than before in a 3-meter-tall mechanoid body. When his decision to choose such a mammoth mechanical physique was questioned, Samuel responded, "Dictating the future of mankind is dangerous work. You never know when we may need a hero." Stem cells and neural conditioning agents keep his organic matter, specifically his brain, constantly rejuvenating. He has existed for over 130 years now, and it's presumed his lifespan will be indefinite. It is said that his body has long since passed, but his soul will live on forever. After his rebirth, Samuel was appointed as the project director of the Argent facility. It was deemed too bizarre to have the world's first cyborg leading the most powerful corporation in the solar system. Mechanoid Samuel Hayden proved to be an even more impressive figure than his mortal self. Under his leadership, Argent technology exploded. The work achieved at the Argent facility destroyed the boundaries of our understanding of physics. As Samuel himself said, "We rewrote the book and called it Argent." After the unveiling of the global energy distribution matrix, it was clear who was really in control of the UAC. Samuel Hayden's triumphant return to power was complete. In a stunning display of bravado and conceit, when the GEDM was finally switched on, Samuel Hayden was live-streamed in front of the Argent Tower, pulling a massive 12-foot power lever to dispatch the first Argent energy package to Earth. This sent a clear message to the people of the known solar system. There is only one man that can turn on the power. Vega. Running the Argent facility takes a lot of power, not just electrical and mechanical power, but computational power. With so many interdependent systems feeding off a single power source, the UAC decided it would need to create a central mainframe computer to manage not only the flow of Argent energy, but the day-to-day operations of a facility with over 60,000 employees. This mega-computer, the brainchild of Samuel Hayden, head of the UAC, would exceed the computation ability of any system before it, and more importantly would be recognized as the first truly autonomous artificial intelligence entity. They named it Vega. Vega is an acronym, though the exact meaning has not been revealed by Hayden or the UAC. Once named, it was decided that the AI would need to be given a personality to make interactions more agreeable. A gender was assigned, male, a virtual age was established, 50 years old, and a colloquial speech pattern implemented. As such, speaking to Vega is a calming and pleasant affair. A blind study was conducted with the computer science students to see if Vega would pass the Turing test. The students were instructed to ask a series of questions to both Vega and a mathematics professor from MIT to see if they could tell which one was the computer. 92% of the students thought that they were both human. Only 8% detected that Vega was a computer. Vega also played the professor. Vega is powered by a mixture of unrefined Argent plasma taken directly from the fracture and UAC technology. While details regarding the development of Vega are a closely guarded secret, it is rumored that Vega's core is powered by a piece of arcane technology found near the Argent fracture. The behavior and calculating power of Vega is unprecedented in AI theory, and the system is to some extent self-taught. After the initial core software was uploaded, Vega began gathering data from all of the UAC subsystems without oversight and effectively took control of the Mars facility operations. Vega also proposed a more effective method for processing Argent plasma into Argent energy, devised better analysis theorems, and even designed a new Argent compression schema, allowing for the development of Argent caches and later the Argent accumulator. That is the end of the Argent personnel and the database. Next up will be artifacts, and we won't be doing one on tutorials. Take care, guys, and I will see you later.